Hey, is it live?
It is. We are live and in action.
Hey, we're live and it's another Thursday with
It
Lisa
is.
and Kaylin, and we're just having a great day.
We are. We are being real, relevant.
And relatable.
We are because
Yes.
we were just talking. So if you got us last week,
Right, we talked
were-
about rivalries.
rivalries.
Yes.
Because we were on the campus of Iowa State.
Yep.
And we were at the ESPN Game Day
Stage area. Yep.
And just kind of talk because Iowa Hawkeyes versus the Iowa State Cyclones is a huge state rivalry.
It is. It absolutely is. It was absolutely the craziest day ever.
Yeah.
I mean, the weather, but people hung out and hung around and stayed with it. And
Stayed for the game. Like,
Right.
did you see the video of the students like slip sliding? That
I'm
was
thinking-
hysterical.
I'm
Probably
thinking-
bad.
Yes.
But that was hysterical. I think they got escorted off.
Yes,
but-
my first thought was, oh, turf management people are
Yes,
not happy
they're-
with
they're
them
like,
right now.
"Get off this."
Yeah. So, but it was an unbelievable day, and it was a huge rivalry.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, everybody just goes home.
They do.
And it's just how it is. And so
Yeah.
we did. We talked about rivalries, keep those on the field, and
Yes.
you're not in real estate and that sort of thing. But there was
Yeah.
kind of a unique rivalry thing that kind of came out of wanting
some beer.
Yeah.
Because if
yeah.
you don't know, so Iowa State is kind of known for Busch Light. They go places and they sell out of Busch
Busch
Light.
Light, yes.
Yeah, when they go to bowl games, they tell the town like you have to stock up on Busch Light
Right.
because they will drink you out of Busch Light, right?
Right.
So there was a guy that posted this sign that said, "Out of Busch Light, here's my Venmo." And if you don't know, Venmo is a place you can transfer funds
Right.
to somebody else's account, right?
So people were giving him beer money through
Yes,
Venmo.
yeah, and all of a sudden he had way more beer money
Than
than
he needed.
he really needed. And so, what do you do with that?
Right. So, what do you do with all those extra funds, Lisa?
Right? Well, he decided, and who knows, we were joking. We're like, his mom called and said, "That's way too much beer money. You're donating that."
Exactly. So did he come up with that on his own?
Yeah, we don't know. That's
Yeah.
like one of those mysteries.
Yeah.
But he did decide to start donating any of those funds to the Children's Hospital in Iowa City, which is, the rivalry. He was an Iowa State Cyclone fan.
Drinking his Busch Light.
Drinking his Busch Light.
Yeah.
But then as he started donating that, the funds just kept rolling in. So if you also have not watched any of the videos when you're at an Iowa Hawkeyes game over in Kinnick Stadium,
Yes.
they have this whole moment where everybody in the stands, all the players on both sides of the field, all turn and they wave to the kids.
At the Children's Hospital.
It's
It's
it
the
is-
wave.
it
It's
is-
after the first quarter, I think the whole stadium turns around and waves.
And
It's
waves.
pretty cool.
It's
Yeah.
pretty emotional.
Yeah.
It's really a cool thing.
Yeah.
So people started being like, seriously? Like, you've already gone viral, right? You got your
Right.
beer money. And people started donating. And I don't know the exact numbers where they're at.
Yeah.
But I heard somewhere around 58,000. That was my last I heard. And then I heard Venmo said will match. And I think
Oh,
it was
man.
ESPN
How cool is
said
that?
they would match. And he's up like around 100-some thousand plus dollars.
That is pretty cool. All
I-
started with a Cyclone fan wanting beer money.
I know. But that's kind of Iowans, right?
It is.
Like, we're like, oh, dude, you're there and you don't, right? No, I don't even know where you would buy Busch Light at the stadium. But
Yeah, I don't know.
that's
You
kind of, I
can't.
think, people coming together and just really supporting something,
Yeah,
even in a
pretty cool.
rivalry situation.
Exactly. I think that was really cool. It's a great story. It's a great, thing about rivalry is fun when you're playing a game, but
Yes.
really we're all there for a common cause and to do good. Right?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Absolutely. So, yeah, last week, Lisa, I had my annual service check on my furnace.
Good for you.
Yes, I mean,
Because
every
we've had some
spring-
crazy weather a little bit.
Right. So every spring I have a service call to check my AC unit
Yep.
before summer. And
Smart.
every fall I have my furnace checked. So I have, like you can see on this furnace here, we're standing in front of the furnace
We
here.
are standing here. If you can hear the noise,
Yeah.
we have our furnace.
Although the AC is running today.
Yes, yes.
But you can see that list of service calls and when they've been here to check the unit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm on an annual service call, so twice a year I have my HVAC. I've got a service contract,
Oh, yeah.
and so they come every spring and every fall to check my unit.
Do they call you to schedule that, or do you have to call them to schedule
They
it?
actually call me
Oh,
because I'm
that's
on.
awesome.
Yep, I'm
That
on a service
auto-
contract. So they call me. Hey, it's time for your fall service check. And I'm
Mhm.
like, score. I've got one of those big honking filters. You know, those
Oh,
big things.
yes.
They do all that. And they check the unit. I mean, they don't just come in and change the filter. They actually look at the unit, test it, make sure it's running right.
Turn it on.
Turn it on. Yep. So it's a little hot in the house when they're running the
Right.
furnace
Right.
in September.
What a day to choose to do that.
I know. But they found that a problem in, I don't know what it does.
You should have an HVAC guy here.
Yeah, you really should. An induction motor.
Right. Oh,
Okay.
Oh.
So, he says, yep, well, so he took me downstairs and he ran the unit and you could hear it grinding.
No.
And I'm like, well, it needs to be replaced. Or that
Piece.
part. I don't think we'd have to replace the furnace. He said, you could. I'm like, yeah, but for the amount, it just, for right now, because I know I need to replace my AC next year because it's
Yeah.
the original one with the house.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. It's been lasting this long.
It's almost an antique.
Right.
So I'm thinking I'm going to go one more year and then replace it. So I'm thinking, well, I don't want to do the furnace and AC in the same year, so we'll just replace the part. But it's $1,000.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But I said, better now than January 6th on a Saturday night or at 2 o'clock in the morning, my furnace goes out, right?
It's like 52 below,
Yeah,
right? That'd
exactly.
be
And
horrible.
it's a weekend, and
Yes.
you're so yeah. No, I'd rather be proactive and get that furnace fixed now before the fall season when I actually have to turn the furnace on, which hopefully I won't have to do for a few more weeks.
Right, which
So-
is really smart because especially we have a lot of people that just have purchased a home,
Right.
and they purchased it this summer,
Mhm.
and so you're really not thinking about that. You had
Right.
an inspection, the furnace was
Working
fine at that
time.
point,
Mhm.
but you really to have so there's filters to be changed. We were
Oh,
just
yeah.
talking in this office about changing filters, and
Yep.
so, we've had some nice weather.
Yes.
A lot of people have opened up windows, they've done stuff, and your furnace needs to be changed fairly often.
Yeah, your filter does absolutely.
Sorry, not your
And the other
furnace
thing, too, is check for carbon monoxide.
Oh.
You want to make sure you don't have any leaks
Right.
because
In the
carbon
winter, you're
monoxide.
closing everything up, too.
Right, exactly. In the winter, you close everything up. You've got carbon monoxide potentially accumulating in your house if you don't have that furnace checked and know if there's any leaks, because carbon monoxide is odorless
Right, and it's a killer.
and it's a killer. So be safe and be smart. Have your furnace and AC checked every year. So call and get on a service contract because there are some discounts if you do that. Because I get discounts on parts and filters and all that kind of stuff. And plus, I get that phone call every
Yes,
spring
to
and every
remind
fall
you.
to remind me it's time to come out and check that unit because they will last longer if you have them checked and serviced every year. And it's just smart home ownership. Yeah, it really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, so if you have any questions or you're wondering who maybe a company is
Yep.
to maybe call or to get set up on that,
Yep.
we have some options for
Several
you. Just let
recommendations.
us know.
Absolutely.
But yeah, make sure you kind of do that because the weather is changing a little bit, and it's a
Yeah.
great time before too, like that weekend, and it shut down, and now it's more expensive because
Before it's a weekend.
a weekend,
Yes.
and you have that emergency service call.
Exactly. So do it now rather than later. So
Right.
smart to
Yeah.
do. All right.
Yeah.
Everybody have a great weekend, and will somebody please stop the rain?
Yeah.
Please. I'm
Please.
done. Tired of it.
You're
so
tired.
bye.